Alright, fiberglass filler time. This is Z-Chrome made by Clausen. I've never used this before, but it looks like really nice stuff, and I had to order it online. I typically use Duraglass, short strand fiberglass. This is also a short strand with the small fiberglass in it. It's waterproof, all that sort of stuff. But let's see if I can hold the camera and show you guys. I mean, this stuff, it's thicker than regular body filler, but I'm going to tell you, it's definitely not as thick as Duraglass. Duraglass can be a real pain. So we're going to see how this stuff works. I'll get a wad mixed up here and take you guys with. Let's see what happens if I set you guys on. Yeah, stare at the ceiling. That's what happens. Get a little bit of fiberglass mixed up here. I just need enough to really waterproof those welds. I do have a little low spot where it pulled in because I didn't use a curved panel to replace it. I used a straight panel, and I could have worked it a little bit better, but this is the first order. We're just kind of getting a rough estimate of what's going on. So that's probably more than enough there. Get some hardener kneaded up here and get us ready to go. About 60 degrees here today. Let's see what happens if I put you guys a little bit higher here. There we go. Do the old dungeon trick there. I learned that. I saw it on YouTube. Find a shelf and set her on. About 60 here today. It's not great, but it's better than it has been. I'm able to get the door open. It wasn't real warm this morning though. I just want to get some work done and try and get this truck on the move. I got about 2 weeks to get it ready to go. So let's find myself a pair of glovitos here. I don't feel like wearing this stuff today. I buy my gloves by the case, and actually last job I did it in trade for 2 cases of gloves. So I've got 10 boxes of the blue nitrile, and the black ones like I have on, there's 10 boxes there, so 2 cases of gloves. It's a good way to do business. I like that kind. Get you guys up on the stand. I got the hardener on it, but I don't have it mixed. I figured I'll just bring it in here and get her next to the panel and mix her right here so we're ready to go. Probably should have mixed it on the bench. Fiberglass doesn't mix quite as fast as the other lightweight fillers do, but I mixed some up the other day because I'd never used it, just to give her a little bit of a go. Seemed to be okay. Stuff comes with red hardener, which I didn't really understand. It turns it kind of a darker green more than anything. I'm going to get off camera here for a second and kneel on the floor and get this mixed up. But I mixed it pretty easily, no real struggles. Duraglass, when it's not warm out, can really be a pain in the ass to mix up. And this stuff allegedly has some sort of corrosion inhibitors in it, so I figured it's not anything new to the market. They've been selling this stuff for 50 years, but none of my jobbers carried it, so I had to order it from TP Tool and get that delivered. Auto Body Tool Mart might have it, but I've never looked into it. Ordered myself a panel tree for painting doors and things, so that came in. I gotta go pick that up on Monday. Alright, that's enough mixing of that. Alright, let's get her on. Yeah, that was way too big of a batch. So, first wipe is going to be, wow, I got too carried away there. Get her pressed into all the welds. And before this stuff is fully kicked, I'm going to hit it with some 40 grit on hand block just to knock it down. Oh yeah, there you go, big wad of it on my shoe. Maybe the dirt glass would have been a better choice. Dropped a big clump of it on the floor. Ew, I'm about to drop another big clump of it. It's got one area that just pulled in pretty good. I want to get fiberglass in it and not try and fill an 1/8 of an inch or 1/4 inch with fiberglass or with regular lightweight filler. Yeah, I'm playing with it too much. I hear you. Yep, I think we'll let her go right there. It didn't do too bad. I was saying 98% of that back off, but get her off my edges. We'll let that piece that fell on my boot just dry. If you want to know how to save a spreader, put some fiberglass or whatever filler you're using on both sides, leave it on the board. When it kicks, it'll rip all the old filler off of it, use it again. I don't do that for glazing putty, but for regular filler where I'm roughing it in, it don't matter. So there you go, there's a wipe of that. And I'll sit here and I'll watch this. If it was a bigger area, you could take a mud hog to it, but I mean, there you go, incredible Hulk color. We'll hit that with some 40 in about maybe 8 to 10 minutes when it just starts to get into that. Still tacky, but you can dig into it with your fingernail, and I'll block that a little bit down, and then we'll throw some lightweight over it. Alright, this stuff's ready to sand, and I've already hit it a little bit. This block has 40 grit on it. This stuff, I can dig my fingernail into it. It's warm, and it's pliable. Now what you do, that 40 grit, stay off of your surrounding paint, but just knock it down a little bit. You just have to get it close. If it starts to roll up on you, it's too wet. I've got a high spot in this here that I thought I checked, and it'll have to get tapped down a little bit, but it's starting to roll up around it, so I'm going to stop with that. But I'm going to bring the camera over here. You use that wire brush and get the stuff back out of the 40 grit, because it's going to clog the paper when it's still gummy like that. You can see right in here, it sucked a big low spot in it. And it's not bad over there, just a little bit of one, but I got a high spot right here. And I'll have to tap that down pretty good. I've got a little filler in this side yet that can be blocked too, so that's probably, I bet that's a 1/16 or an 1/8 high. It's a pretty good spot. I hit it as soon as I started blocking, I hit it. So I did take a straight edge across it, but that's how you do it when you put your fiberglass in. You know, if you're doing something else where you haven't done a ton of welding, you're not going to have spots like this. I probably got in a hurry with this one too, but it's good up here. So that's going to be it for welding in fiberglass filler, and there'll be another video on getting this straightened out with some regular filler, blocking her out and getting her ready to prime. And then we'll do the same thing on the other 3 doors of the truck in a very similar fashion. But I'm not going to show you every single door, most likely. I might do a quick glance over, hey, this is what I'm doing today. So everybody have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon. All right, welcome back to the lightweight body filler segment here. I want to show you guys something. Okay, so this is the first time I've used this Clausen fiberglass filler. I've never seen a fiberglass filler that sands and almost doesn't even have a pinhole in it. There's a couple. I blew the hell out of it with a blowgun, but I'm not finding anything. Not only that, after it cured, I hit it with my DA. This is a 3/8 Orbit Dynabrade DA with a piece of 80 on it. Look at that piece of paper. It looks like I just stuck it on there. Usually fiberglass tears up a pad pretty good, but at any rate, we're real close here. I got an area over here that I had to tap down a little. I may have another one here. I'm not sure. It feels pretty good. It's real close. But we're going to take that body filler right almost to that paint edge, and we're going to encompass this whole thing. This is Rage Ultra, I think. I got a little bit of hardener on it right there. Let's go look at the can. This is the stuff that I kind of started recommended to guys. This stuff is super easy to sand. Yeah, Evercoat Rage Ultra with Eco Resin. World's best sanding body filler, and it's the best stuff I've ever found as far as sanding goes. It's not as creamy as some of the gold fillers, but I don't find that it pinholes up. Actually never had to use any putty after this, and I'm about a third of the way or a quarter of the way through that can. So I'm just going to go ahead and wipe this entire panel here as soon as I get it mixed up and get this dust mask off my face. You can probably see that. It's sort of creamy, and it's not real warm in here. If it was warmer, it'd probably be perfect, but I don't know. I think it sands nice. Mixes pretty good. A little bit harder to mix than the gold fillers because it's just a little thicker, but it definitely, on a vertical panel, this stuff will cling for you. You're not going to lose it all on the floor. Mix it up pretty good here. Don't want any problems. I almost have too much for the size of this board, but I know I have too much for the repair, but that's the whole idea. I don't want to have to wipe it twice if I don't have to. Do one last drag at the spreader here. Make sure I don't have any unmixed stuff on here. Sometimes I'll throw the spreader on the floor and grab a clean one. This is not one of those jobs where I'm going to do that. So no particular reason that I'm wiping it at a goofy angle there, but just trying to get it off the board and onto the panel, because the longer you keep it in a pile on the board, the faster it's going to kick on you. And what I like to do once I've got it close, get a little filler on the spreader, start higher up, sort of hold your spreader, I don't know if you can see that, a little gap between your fingers in the middle so you can sort of curve it if you need to. That would probably be a fabulous place to stop wiping this, but for one slick it out wipe the best I can. I'm going to leave it, not going to mess with it anymore. I want it to get to that stage where it's starting to kick and I lose control of it. That's it. We'll hit that with some 80 on the DA and power block it a little bit to start with once it kicks. You can do the same thing with this that you did with the fiberglass filler, where you wait till it's sort of green and you can dig in your fingernail into it and hit it with some coarser paper. Like I don't think I'd use 40 unless you're trying to do something crazy. With the 80 grit and clean it off with the wire brush or whatever you got. That's a good one to go to Harbor Freight and get yourself some of those cheap throwaway wire brushes. But might have got that one in one wipe. I might have to wipe it again, but this stuff sands frickin' awesome. So, let's see something I don't like. Of course I'm going to drag the spreader down it again. It hasn't kicked yet. There we go. That's a little better. Well, like I said, this stuff you'll see once I sand it, it does not pinhole up. It's amazing that there's a filler out there that actually doesn't pinhole. But I guess if you're not whipping the hell out of it, it's not going to pinhole. Alright, we'll bring you back. Hey guys, what's happening? Alright, I want to show you some progress on this truck. The earlier clips showed me actually doing some of the filler work and that and the other. I'm on to the front doors. Now I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, come on, focus. Alright, you see I got the two back doors kind of sitting up here on my panel tree. That is a nice little gadget right there. I think I'm going to buy another one of those. That thing is the cat's meow. But at any rate, the back doors are done. They're ready for primer. You know, there you go. That's what they look like. Now, you're probably wondering, I got these big pieces of tape here and some marks on them and this, that, and the other. I did the same thing on the front doors as I did the back doors. I took a piece of tape and I laid it from this edge up into this body line. Now I put a piece of tape that ran down that body line all the way across, so I was kind of in the same spot. And then that piece of tape I just showed you with the marks on it tapes across this contour to make sure that I didn't grow when I section these repair panels in. That was the only way I could think of to do it, because you can't really stick a measuring tape. You could use a seamstress tape would work. I don't have one here at the shop, but if you make a reference mark in here somewhere, probably closer to the edge, and measure a straight line, make sure you're, I guess the word would be perpendicular, because you need to be perpendicular to this edge when you measure up, so you get the same measurement every time. I was within a 1/16 of an inch when I put that on, so I can deal with a 1/16. The other side was dead on, but this one is probably on its final wipe of filler. Here's one that's on its first wipe of fiberglass right here, and then I got some filler. There was a doink in it there, and you can still see where the lettering was on this door before for the previous owner of this truck. I don't have very good luck getting rid of that. Sometimes this truck was buffed and it didn't come out, so hopefully I can dust enough base coat over that to make it go away. Sometimes I've had to 2K prime over that to get it to go away. Just depends on the quality of the vinyl that was over it and how long it was on there. But I'm gonna look down the edge of this door. I got some goopy stalactites of fiberglass hanging down, but there you go. And it's kind of dark under here, but you can see my, come on, focus. There's my section repair right there into the door bottom. Yeah, the welds aren't ground all the way down, but I'll take some fiberglass on my finger. Oh, there's my finger, and smear it right over those and just block that off. I'm going to take spray-in bed liner and do the doors up to this edge on the inside to match the rockers, because I'm going to do that because everybody does this when they get out or gets in the truck with snow or mud on their boots. So we're going to try and eliminate that getting chewed up. I bought some Raptor liner, the tintable kind here. Yep, the one with the dinosaur on the box. This is probably not the best stuff in the world, but I like it for doing this. Let's set you guys on the counter for a second. So you can see it's almost a off-white, and you can put up to, I want to say, either 5 or 10% of your base coat color in it, as long as your base coat does not have binder in it. So you either have to use a formula and leave the binder out, or use a base coat that doesn't use binder and mix with this. This is a urethane type bed liner, but the De Beer has no binder in it whatsoever. This is straight pigment, and metallics have a balancer in them, but there's no binder. There's no clear material that goes in this. So I can add that to it. Now, believe it or not, all the paintwork on the exterior of those doors I can do with a pint of paint, no questions asked. I'm going to use the old stuff from the last job to go ahead and tint the Raptor liner. I just wanted to give you guys kind of an update, show you how these are going. This is, for me, 8 partial days worth of work. I probably have 20 hours or 25 hours in these 4 doors, which is too much. You can buy a door shelf for 800 bucks and throw your guts in it and paint it and walk away from it. But we run into another case of, I want to save these doors. These are factory Ford doors. So, alright. I could have eliminated all this dicking around with bodywork at the bottom if I'd have just put a door skin on it for 150 bucks. But, you know, this is what you do. Minimum invasive surgery. We only got into the first probably 6 inches of the door to fix that. So it's going to be fine. They're going to be nice and tight. So that's where we're at with that. And I'll talk a little bit about this DA sander here too. This is a Dynabrade 3/8 orbit DA, and it's an aggressive pattern DA. You can see, if I can hold my hand straight, look how much throw that has. This, I haven't even picked up anything heavier than 80 grit paper to use on that to knock this stuff down. This fiberglass sands like nobody's business. It sands so nice. It feather edges. It's good stuff. So we're gonna get that knocked down. I got, hopefully, either that'll be the last wipe or second to the last wipe, and then I'm gonna get on this. But I got to get it all knocked down first, and we'll go from there. So I'm gonna bring you guys back when it's time to prime this stuff up.